Welcome back to the channel, everybody. The first cast on the new YouTube escapade, and I'm very happy to finally be back in the seat of a commentary legend, or a future commentary legend. It will happen, in fact. I've got a lot to say in this introduction of this video, so let me just introduce the players real quick before I go on my preamble. So we are on Tournament Coastline, the map for today, and the players that are going to be in this match are going to be, on the left side, Grom, who is going to be an orange global defense initiative, and he's already opened a refinery at the back there. And his opponent is going to be martok9999, playing as the pink GDI. Wolf Factory coming out for him as well. And yeah, I did in fact splice that because I had to go and look at the players, and I just didn't want to show that. It was quite embarrassing. But there we go. So there's quite a lot to say with this. I'll try and cut a long story short. The reason why I have come back to this in the first place was because I had to take a break from casting in general, because I had been playing a lot of CNC recently, and my interest in the series had waned considerably, notably after when I did casting before. I did a lot of videos all at once, and I burnt myself out, and it took me many years to get that back. But right now, I've finally become confident enough to step back into those shoes again, and now I am in that position, ready to get started on this delicious content. And as you can see, a Pitbull just got absolutely massacred for scouting purposes, but it seems like Grom didn't really want to save that, which is a mistake on his part. But yes, I'm finally back, and I'm also doing this on a new channel, specifically because I don't want these kinds of videos to affect the analytics of my other channel, because I'm already doing different games on there. So obviously I'm moving this to a new channel, and essentially this is a clean slate for me anyway, so it allows me to mentally prepare for the new chapters ahead in my life and everything. But this should be good. I'm ecstatic to be here. I'm looking forward to what's going to come. And now let's get back into this game so that you don't get all bored of me. So we've got Martok's Pitbull coming in and scouting the MCV that is just unpacked just outside of the further away tip patch. It's because this map has been structured in a way that every player, well, both players I should say, gets 3 tip patches each. The MCV for Grom has unpacked at the second, which is the bottom left corner of the map, and he'll be putting down a refinery shortly. Martok's Pitbull has scouted the spawn portion of the base. Watchtower gets deployed by Grom, and he tries to get a little bit of damage on that Pitbull. It really doesn't do anything. Bit of a waste of money. Martok almost lets the Pitbull die though with a second watchtower that comes out, but he does drive that away, so he keeps that for another day, unlike what happened earlier with Grom's Pitbull dying very, very suddenly. I should also point out as well, I'm doing a game where the players involved are not as experienced, just because it means that it slowly gets me into the into the splicing and dicing of casting in general, so that I don't feel overwhelmed or anything, because I don't want to jump into high-level games just now, especially when I haven't been playing the game forever. At least it feels like it. We do see a few Predator tanks coming out from Martok. They're going to be harassing one of these structures in the middle, currently garrisoned by 3 rifleman squads, or soon to be 3 rifleman squads. Very, very aggressive expansion coming from Martok, but they will benefit him for later game, because he still has a couple of Tiberium patches behind him. And yes, he is in fact harvesting his opponent's, or what is meant to be his opponent's, Tiberium there. So he does have a huge advantage concerning map control, and he has a huge amount of units compared to his opponent. I do believe that Grom doesn't really have any vehicles apart from that one rig. Oh, he has a Shatterer. He has 2. He has 2 Shatterers. Insane. Don't think they'll do much, but, you know, he has them anyway. So Grom, he's going to be setting up a defensive position along the right side of his new expansion. And I'm hoping that this barracks will start producing some missile squads to complement the little group of vehicles that he's got going on over here. Riflemen are going to be also just clustering around the rig, which is going to be the main hub of the defense, it seems. Martok's Pitbull coming behind the expansion once again. He's not really microing it very well. He's not paying attention. He just sees the Shatterer and, yeah, he didn't move it away in time. It got killed. That is unfortunate. Ooh, Reclamator Hub coming out from Grom. So I don't know if he's necessarily going to be doing this, but it looks like he's going straight into a MARV, which is quite dangerous in this point in the game. He's got a few units with him. He's got some zone troopers now. So that's pretty cool. Martok is not really pressing an advantage. His 6 Predators are not going to do very much. He did have a great start early on. I think this game is going to go on for quite a bit longer. He's probably going to have to utilize the other 2 tip patches. As you can see, there we go. One of the tip patches has, well, fucking hell, 7 harvesters. That is insane, by the way. Not really spreading them out very well, but, you know, at least he actually has an economy. He's got a pretty strong economy, so he's going to be teching up very soon. Grom's MARV should be finished any minute now. Juggernauts are going to be coming out. And I believe because both players are GDI, like, Grom is GDI, so I would not necessarily go for Juggernauts this early on because you're having to put a lot of focus on protecting them as much as possible because they are artillery units. Now, I guess it's feasible because he doesn't see any enemy units from Martok. So the main counter to the Juggernauts isn't available right now. So obviously he doesn't need to be too worried. But unbeknownst to him, in the home position, the home or rather, I should say, the next to the home Tiberium spot, there is an airfield with 4 Orcas prepped and ready to go. So, should he be unlucky enough to encounter them, that Juggernaut will fall. But it seems like he's got a decent force ready there. He's just slowly creeping forward. Being, you know, kind of waiting to see if his opponent will actually do anything. Quite a lot of Predator tanks, quite a lot of Shatterers. Martok is beginning to engage Grom. Oh, nice double kill coming from Martok's Juggernaut there. The rig taking a tremendous amount of damage. MARV is not on the front line. That is a huge misplay right there. The Juggernaut is going to be on the front line now, and he's going to be really taking a lot of damage. There come the Orcas. Juggernaut is going to be going down very easily. Mammoth is taking a huge amount of damage as well, but just gets saved. Oh, no, it does not. That's unfortunate. The Orcas do finish it off. But the MARV has been barely damaged. Now, he could push this base. I don't think it's necessarily a good idea because he hasn't got any escort units apart from 2 Juggernauts, but I don't count them as escorts because they're terrible at escorting. But, oh, the Juggernauts are not being microed away from the entrance of the War Factory, so the splash damage will destroy them. Actually, insane. And the Harvesters are being harassed. One of them goes down. The War Factory is being really, it's just actually being abused, quite frankly. War Factory, the refinery, sorry, goes down. The entire outpost seems to be in peril now. The MCV looking like it's going to fall any moment now. The slingshot just randomly just going straight forward into the front line there. I'm not sure what that's happening unless that's a rally point. That could be a rally point, but that's a bit of an aggressive move there. Enemy Mammoth coming from Martok just in time to see his MCV fall. And now he's spearheading the one-man charge into a couple of zone troopers and gets destroyed by the Juggernauts from Grom. And it doesn't look too good for Martok right now. He's still strong in economy, but he hasn't got any units apart from the air units that he has. The 4 Orcas are going to be what's picking units off. Here comes a Hammerhead. Oh, nasty anti-air fire from Grom. Takes that down very swiftly. But the Orcas are going to be pursuing the Juggernauts through a flanking maneuver. Do actually take one down. But unfortunately, it seems that one of the Orcas is critically damaged. Oh, and the slingshot does move. Does get destroyed. So, not the worst trade in the world for Martok. It gets a second Juggernaut as well. The MARV has a promotion, and he still isn't quite spearheading the charge right here. But we've got a couple of other mammoth tanks joining in on the flanking maneuver here. I imagine they're going to be going on to the other outpost that Martok has made for himself. Grom is really pushing hard onto the home position here. 3 more hammerheads are going to be joining in to try and slow this progress down. And yeah, it seems like they're doing pretty well, targeting the weakened units, of course. The Juggernauts are going to be going down very easily. Nothing protecting them from the onslaught of armor-piercing ammunition. The one mammoth tank that could maybe do something is too far away and is preoccupied with destroying the enemy base. And joined by his other fellow right there, the outpost will soon fall, and Martok will be down to just 2 positions, and it looks like he's going to be out this game pretty soon. He's just not got anything that he can use as a response. No tier 3, no tier 2, apart from maybe an airfield. And yeah, I mean, he could leave the harvesters alone. There is really nothing that he can do. Quite a lot of Juggernauts have gone down here. In fact, all of them have died, but it doesn't matter so much. He can afford to lose quite a lot of tech units, and there are a lot of hammerheads in the sky right now, and they're chewing through this mammoth tank. He should probably be more concerned about the aircraft that are decimating his forces right now. The MARV is going to be in danger very shortly here. He needs to get some pitbulls up, or some firehawks, or some slingshots. But at the end of the day, he's still too far away to actually mount a decent counter-offensive. He needs to get a war factory up near this the furthest tip field here, or at least the one closest to the center of the map. Second refinery goes down, but the mammoth tanks still suffering at the hands of a proper anti-air unit. Slingshots coming in, but way too slow. Oh, we even have a heroic hammerhead. And now they're going to be chomping down on this absolutely delicious bit of steak that is the MARV reconnaissance vehicle. Almost heroic, but it won't matter because it's not going to reach the main base before it does get destroyed by this swarm of hammerheads. The Orca's coming in to help. And yeah, he's going to be losing a very high-profile tech unit, unfortunately. There's only one slingshot that is actually responding to any of this, and he's not microing it very well. This is very unfortunate, by the way. That's a huge amount of resources and experience he's potentially going to lose there. Unless he, makes something potentially. I don't know. The Predator from Martok are not actually chasing down this one slingshot or boxing it in. And he's just stopped attacking it. Okay, I'm not sure why Martok stopped attacking the MARV. That's definitely the most important thing that you should be focusing on right now. I think what he's trying to do is, I mean, like, he's got one airfield, so he's just going to let the Orcas do all the work. But I really don't think that that's necessary. Like, you haven't seen many anti-air units. You can easily take that down because that's the only thing keeping Grom in this game. And yeah, without proper micro, he's taking a ton of damage from the Orcas. He's really almost dead right now. Hammerheads are going to be going straight to one of the outposts of Grom. And Martok is going to be cleaning up all of these harvesters here. Another slingshot being deployed to the front line. Another reclamator hub coming up online. And that's going to be the 3rd war factory in this small outpost here. AA battery is going to be sprinkled throughout the outpost. Going to be forcing the hammerheads back. And the Orcas have trying desperately to get it. But the MARV is still not dead, surprisingly. But now they've returned, it might be a little bit too late for him to mount any sort of a defensive position because, he should have destroyed it earlier in the game. It's now, he's cutting it way too close and allowing the base to be under an immense threat here. Airstrike comes in, his tier 2 that he did keep alive, actually, it turns out, will go down, as well as his airfield. So no more hammerheads. The MARV does get killed, but 2 essential structures have now been removed. He's now down to 2 power plants, 1 refinery, and 1 war factory. Well, technically 3 refineries, because this one here hasn't been destroyed. But in the nick of time, he gets an MCV out, and now he's able to rebuild. Don't know how many harvesters he has managed to keep alive. I don't think there's really many. No, there's only 2. So he has 2 harvesters. Terrible economy. He can't afford to be aggressive here now. He needs to make sure that he can defend his harvesters until he gets his economy back up. He gets tier 2 now. He's going to be proceeding onto some upgrades, potentially. Don't know how he's going to be able to get all of them back in time, because it seems that Grom is going to be mounting an offensive anytime soon with his few units here. But, I see that And then the Hammerheads, well, they're going to be going across the top of the map. Going to be harassing the very, very back structures of Grom right there. He's going to be losing a power plant and 2 refineries, maybe? Oh, no, he's just going for the power plants. Not a bad move. Not a bad move at all. He's going to be forcing Grom to be in that little pocket at the bottom left of the map. So at least he definitely knows where he is. Harassing these tech structures here. Few of the slingshots come in. Terrible micro coming in from Martok. Does actually lose a hammerhead, but manages to save the rest of them, thankfully. And he will be escaping promptly post-haste, with Orca's going to be supporting in a minute as well. The War Factory doesn't seem to be doing anything right now. He's just focusing on air units, which isn't too bad of a plan, but he does need some ground defenses so that he can ward off the slingshots that will be going into his base. Because if Grom knows that he hasn't got any ground defenses to deal with, he can just go straight into Martok's base and eliminate all of the air that stands within. So this is a very, very good thing that Grom doesn't know anything at the moment, because if he did, he would definitely utilize it. But the Orca's going out, so they seem to have a plan of their own, and it seems that Grom is going to find out very soon what they're going to be up to. The slingshots are going to be repaired. Both players are going to be rejuvenating themselves. The hammerheads are going to be going to Grom, but in the opposite direction. We've got the Orca's top and the hammerheads bottom. The Orcas are going to be going in to feast on the upgraded power plants. There's another MARV coming out for Grom. And unfortunately, all the hammerheads are going to be caught in the fire of AA batteries. They're going to be sprinkled on the front line there. But they still push forward towards the back end of the map, and I've just lost them. There we go. They're going to be harassing a Tiberium Spike, which, you know, for the late game, that is not a bad kill. I know I would not put, you know, any importance on it, because it only generates, what, 10 Tiberium a second. It's very small. But I guess there's not going to bring too much harm by eliminating it now, especially as the ground defenses are just going to have quite a bit of trouble scuttling about in response to all of this commotion that's going to be caused by Martok here. Grubby is going to be going back to the site of where the Orcas were, but the Orcas are long gone. They're going to be refueling, repairing, and going back into the fray. But not before they pass over a push coming from Grom. Going to be destroying a few war factories and a few watchtowers, and he's going to be going into the base in a moment here. The hammerheads are going to be mounting an assault right on the MARV again, but now the MARV has proper protection, with the slingshots coming in and chasing away all of these air units. No, they're going straight in the base. This is what I'm talking about. Well, the Grenadiers just managed to convince, just gently persuade the slingshots to retreat post-haste back in behind the MARV. But if they had not been there, those hammerheads would have been meeting the earth quite promptly, I would say. But it's still a very interesting choice that Martok has gone Grenadiers here, because he could definitely go missiles, and I think that would be a lot better. And I'm pretty sure that Grom doesn't know this, but you can actually run the infantry over with the slingshots. Oh, but there's a bit of a terrible push coming from Martok here. Oh, I don't know. He did lose a couple of hammerheads, but it seems to be working out for him. The EMP grenades from the Grenadiers are doing some dividends for Martok, as it allows his hammerheads to destroy the ground forces here, with an opening being created. And yes, the MARV does in fact get EMP'd non-stop, and Grom ends up putting up the white flag. Oh boy, so that was, you know, that was an interesting game nonetheless. Pretty short video here, but hopefully you have enjoyed. As you can tell, I'm not at all quite in the swing of things just yet, but I will get there pretty promptly, I think. With a few more replays, it will take no time for me to actually start speaking better and everything, but I hope this has actually, you know, been somewhat entertaining for you. Grom being the winner of this match. Thank you very much for providing this replay to the Game Replays site, and I will be back next week on Wednesday to do this. So, yes, day late, but it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching this delicious replay of Command & Conquer 3K's Wrath, and I will see you next time. Cheerio!